fight a guy the second time. How do you look at that?
I don't really look too much into that. Obviously, I know him, he knows me, and I already got ready for him once, but I've been getting better ever since that fight, and that's what it comes down to, just improving every day and making sure that I'm clicking on all cylinders Saturday.
Do you think it's a case now of who makes the most intelligent and adjustments and is able to carry them out in the second fight?
Yeah, maybe so, but I think it's going to come down to who beats up who. I mean, this is a basic sport. I mean, there's lots of techniques involved, but it's imposing your will on the other guy.
Well, you know that I would think, not that I'm an expert, but that he's going to try to take you down more this time than the last time.
I think he tried to take me down a few times in the last fight, but maybe so. I'm not too worried about it. I'm ready for him to stand with me. I'm ready for him to try to take me down, and I'm ready for all those scenarios.
What about your kicking? How much of that are you going to do in this fight?
I've been utilizing all my tools lately, and that's part of mixed martial arts. That's something that you can bring to the table if you want and you see an opening.
Now you're riding the crest of a wave. I mean, you're just like one of the most brutal fighters in the business right now, and you have been for the last number of fights. What's put you there? What's turned things around for you?
I think it's just a lot of things coming together at the right time. It's stuff I learned 14 years ago, starting to click a little bit, and I'm just building every day and getting better. So it's a hard game, but I'm down at American Top Team. They're fine-tuning my skills, adding stuff to me so that I'm not changing my style any. I'm just adding more weapons.
How has it been for you? You relocated to Florida from the Quad Cities.
It's been awesome. I have my family down there now, which is nice. I get to see my son grow up, and I get to be involved in his life, and just have my wife around is amazing. It's the weather's nice, especially this time of year. It's like almost 80 degrees there and sunny, so it's a nice atmosphere.
Do you look for this fight now against Johny? Do you look for it to go the distance, or do you just not worry about that?
No, I don't really worry about that. I train for a 25-minute hard fight, so I'll be ready to go the distance. But that's never the game plan, to go the distance. It's always to go out there and dominate and get them out of there as soon as possible.
If you had to pick an area that you're concerned about with him, what would it be?
I'm not concerned. I know what he brings to the table. I'm not worried at all. He brings some really good stuff to the table. Obviously, he's a UFC world champion, but I have faith in myself. I have faith in my abilities, and I'm excited for Saturday.
What would it mean to you to get that belt?
Obviously, it's huge. It's part of the journey. It's part of what I want to do as a mixed martial artist. I've been dreaming about this moment for a long time and training for this moment a long time, and around a lot of champions, and I feel like it's my time, so it'd be huge for me.
I appreciate it. Best of luck to you. Thank you.
Did you do anything different?
Hold on one second. Let me put my phone on vibrate.
All right, Robbie. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much.
Did you do anything different in training this time than last time?
I don't think I necessarily did anything different. I think I grew. I think my technique's better. So obviously I was working on certain things and I'm just growing as a fighter. So obviously the technique's a little different. We just amped it up a little bit more, and we just, ever since that fight, every fight I've been getting better. Every fight I've been adding more, training harder, because I'm in better shape, so I can push myself a little further. I can add techniques, and that's what it is. It's all about growing as an MMA fighter, and I'm excited.
How tough was it to watch the fight or rewatch the fight?
It was a little tough. I watched it the week after, and it was a little tough because I was in there. I didn't really, but my coaches wanted me to see it, so I watched it. But really now it's in the past. I feel like I'm a better fighter because of that fight. So I don't look at it with any regrets. I feel like I did my best that night, and I've been getting better ever since.
You watched it once, you haven't watched it since?
No, I watched it that time, and then I watched it another time. I've watched it about 3 times, but my coaches break it down more than I do, and put me in those situations every day. It it doesn't really matter how many times you watch the fight. You can watch it a million times. It comes down to, do I beat him up Saturday? If I beat him up Saturday, if I didn't watch the fight at all, people will be like, oh, he didn't watch the fight. So it comes down to beating him up on Saturday. That's all that matters.
How much have you thought about just how close you were?
I don't really think about how close I was. I just think about how I can get better every day. You can't control how close you are, really. You can control how I can improve, how I can make it different the next time.
You've talked a lot about being hurt in the first fight. Has that bothered you at all, or have you thought about what he's been saying?
I mean, obviously, it annoys me a little bit, but that's just who he is. I don't really concentrate too much on him. I worry about what I can control, which is, once again, getting better every day and just training.
Has it played into your preparation at all, thinking, okay, maybe he was hurt, maybe that's why he wasn't going for takedowns or that kind of thing?
No, it doesn't. I planned for him to try to take me down in the last fight and this fight, so I trained for that. I trained for working a whole bunch of techniques that may never come to fruition. It's just working on all things so that you're ready at all times.
How do you feel you've gotten better since the last fight?
Where do I start? I mean, obviously my cardio is better, my strength's better. I've fought that fight. Every fight I've had in the UFC, I've cleaned up my diet, tweaked a little bit. How did I feel in this fight? Okay, I felt all right, but maybe I need to add this in, and then I add that in, and I feel good. Maybe it's just a lot of just figuring it out, and obviously my technique's better. I'm just doing a lot more things.
Okay.
I don't really want to elaborate on the things I've gotten better at, but it's a lot of little things. Like, I'm not going to change that much as a fighter, but it's going to be a lot of little things that make a huge difference.
Why is it that you've been able to go down to this weight and done so well? You know, at a later age, you look great at this shape. Have you made adjustments in your training and your dieting?
I listen to my body, but I'm not that old. I'm 32 years old. I'm not that old. I don't feel old, and I listen to my body. A lot of times you just can't go into the gym and just go balls out and just go crazy. You have to little steps, especially if you're already in shape. There's no sense going crazy. Just listen to your body and learn as much as possible.
So you have always been known for the knockout. Now you're a more mature fighter, seems more complete. How do you feel you've changed as a fighter since you first started in MMA and in the UFC?
Yeah, I just think I'm way more technical. I think I can break fighters down a little bit more. I'm fighting more with my eyes now. I see a lot of stuff. Before I would just attack you and just force you to fight. And I just feel like I'm more patient now.
Why didn't we see more kicks from you in the first fight? Was it just something about his style, or something you didn't feel comfortable throwing them as much, or what was it?
No, sometimes you feel like throwing kicks and you see things there, so you throw them, and sometimes in fights you just let them go. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I just didn't that day.
And what can fans expect Saturday? What will be different this time outside of you winning the fight this time?
I just think I'm going to go out there and I'm just way better. I think I'm going to go out there and take it to Johnny and be more than he can handle.
Thank you.